Enjoy the Southern Urban Experience on Mzansi Urban Radio.
Today here, we're not about disaster though. We're about celebrating, and what we're celebrating is excellence. We're celebrating people making a difference. We're celebrating educators, principals of schools, where they've seen great success in 2023, or rather 2022. I beg your pardon. 2022, where their matric results were way above the rest, and to talk to someone who has, in fact, for him, he's reached their school reached their highest level, 100% pass rate. You hear only about that in certain type of schools, but you'll be surprised to know that it's happening everywhere. The principal, the principal of that school is Mr. Motsamai Mokgara. The name of the school is Revelu High School, and I'm here with him to dialogue, to understand what causes a school to achieve such great results. Good afternoon, my kind sir, and congratulations on a work well done.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and for the listeners of Mzansi Urban Radio. For this rare moment, I believe I'm quite honored and humbly so to share my good practices with a known radio station in our side of the country, which is Mzansi Urban. But it's just an exposure that one needs to thrive on from now going forward.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your school. What sort of school is it?
Hi, my school is a combined school. Our school starts from grade R to grade 12. Mm-hmm. It's predominantly learners coming from neighboring farms, whose medium of instruction at our school is English. But learners at our school are doing English home language and only in Afrikaans from grade R to grade 9, and of course up to grade 12. Of course, from grade 10 going forward, we do have a bilingual medium, which is those that are doing Setswana and English, and others doing only English and Afrikaans.
You've made sure that everybody who was doing matric in your school last year passes.
I think the attribute can only be, of course, extended to a group of dedicated teachers that I'm having. I'm having young men and girls. I call them that because only they are young, who are so dedicated in doing, deriving so much joy and pleasure from what they are doing. I'm only there actually myself as not as a principal, but I'm acting more as a CEO, because I'm not doing most of the teaching. They are the ones doing that. I'm just bringing systems, and I always try to provide sound leadership that is characterized by at all times providing clear leadership, and of course trying to distinguish between how to manage a school and people and how to lead a school. That is two aspects that I believe I've managed at some point to sort of semi-master. I won't say master, semi-master them. And that is exactly what is making that school to tick.
Somebody said, talking about leadership, and said, where there is no vision, the people go astray. I suppose that you'd ascribe to something like that, and you'd have a vision for your school.
Any person who leads a school and is not even a visionary and does not have those leadership acumen, really, you're bound to fail as a leader and as a manager. I subscribe to a number of leadership styles, which is democratic, affiliative leadership, leadership that is actually coaching, of course. But the ones that I always discourage even my own colleagues to subscribe to is this cohesive leadership. There's a worst type of leadership that any leader can sort of try to implement, because cohesive leadership is a leadership that says, its key phrase is "do as I say," and that is a recipe for failure for any leader or any manager of a school. So when you come to my school, you'd find me in most cases, even these boys that are playing soccer, I do train with them. At my age, I do put on my boots and everything, and I play, because it's something that shows even my young teachers that are coaching these soccer boys and all that, you know what, I'm part of this and I must. But in every aspect of the school, not only academic, sports-wise, building relationship with my teachers and of course learners, is something that makes a school, to run as smoothly as mine. I would say mine. I don't like to use the word I even when I talk about my school, because I prefer to use the Victorian we. We are a group of school management team members that, most of the time we give an ear to our teachers. And of course, I forgot to indicate that this is a boarding school. It's also a boarding school. And for us to get these learners to work as a unit, the grade 12 learners, every year we group all of them to stay in a hostel where we can sort of grasp them anytime we want to have them to grasp a particular concept. We keep all of them at a school, and in most cases around June, July, we are done with our teaching at our school, because we really teach. And our mantra, even for this year, the mantra is very simple. Teach these learners to the best of your ability. Even if teaching is the last thing that you can do, but make sure that when you leave the classroom in the afternoon, you have made a difference in each and every learner. Even it can be 1 out of 20 or 30 in a class, but try to do that. That's a simple mantra that River School thrives on.
You've created a place, a center of excellence, where a culture of success, a culture of excellence persists. You are a trailblazer and
Thank
a
you.
leader amongst leaders. I congratulate you
No,
on the
thanks.
feat that you've done. You are our future. I'm sitting here listening to you, and I realize I don't have any questions to ask you, except to celebrate like everybody else is doing today.
We are.
For being a trailblazer, for going ahead of us, for being a pioneer and building the schools. We never get to hear about stories like yours. All we hear half the time is, our future is in disarray. We don't have people. Government is bad. Teachers are striking. That's the communication that we get. But I'm sitting here with you today in a place called Buffelspoor. The sun is scorching, and I'm inspired by your story. Congratulations, Ndate Mokgara. What an inspiration you are, even to me. Sitting here, I'm thinking of bringing my own child to the school.
No, your child will be welcome at River School, because that's one hell of a center of excellence. That's we try to harness the excellence in every learner. That is why even the type of learners that we are having, each and every year, we do have this alumni meeting where those that passed at our school previously, they do come and make a positive contribution, not only in the form of money, but anything that they can bring to the school to improve the quality of the school. That's something that we have an open door policy for learners like those. So this 100% is actually an effort of all teachers teaching from grade R1, 2, 3, because these learners are the same learners that came from the same foundation that you laid down there at primary school, and we try each and every year to improve on what we obtained last year. So Revel High School has its own uniqueness, and it has got surely when I tell people that they have a principal who is readily accessible, easy to talk to. He's got an open door policy. When teachers are coming to his office to talk about even petty things like things that needs maybe a professional like a psychologist, well, they do come to my office, and I don't know why do they have that thing that I'm always this solution person.
I don't know where. Last question.
Okay.
Simple question, because I don't want to leave this without asking you this question. So I've asked you earlier on, where is this, and then you mentioned the name of the region and the name of the district. All of those don't make sense to me, and I doubt if I asked her, anybody they'll know. Okay. Where is this school? In other words, if I go out now and I want to go to Revelio High School, where do I go?
Yeah,
is it in? Where is it?
This school is located on the borders of Northwest and Northern Cape. Is the last. If there are schools in Northwest and there's one in Skitla and then the other one in Revelo, the distance between them will be so huge. It's in the area, the greater municipality of Taung.
Taung, yes.
In the district of Dr. RSM. It's a former model school. I should have mentioned that. So this school was incorporated into the democratic mainstream around 1996. So I adopted this school, having had the transition. The school dealing with transition was a bit difficult. Even teachers that were there. But then I came up with my own way of this turnaround strategy to say, look, we are I don't think I should actually bring it, but we are a black nation. Let us do things the black way. And the black way means if all of us are able to coexist as a unison. Of course, we do have white teachers at our school. And white teachers and black teachers, to me, there's no difference. Absolutely. They all work the same way because they're doing the same thing. But you see, Revelo, as it is a very small community. It is to be called the Canaan of that side of the district because it had a mine that was mining iron ore. It had a dairy product. So every household in Revelo, every household had an employee. Either you're working at the mine or you're working at the dairy product. But then in the advent of democracy, that mine was closed, the dairy was closed, so unemployment skyrocketed. But then the community we're still holding it. I'm not from Revelo. I'm originally from Vryburg, but I've been a member of that school for the last 15 years. And I enjoy my staying at that particular to make a difference, especially in the education fraternity. So when you apply to Revelo, I can tell you won't be disappointed. You'll be joining a group of people that have got high ambitions, and we are trying at almost to contest with these so-called modesty schools, and we always beat them whenever there is this element of competition.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
No.
What a joy and a pleasure for me to talk to you and to know you.
Okay,
Well done.